How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is George and I'm your friendly neighborhood anime and manga fan. I love all things anime and all things manga, and I'm here today to talk about Code Geass, Roze of the Recapture, Episode 2. So, what did I think about this week's episode? Honestly, I love this week's episode. I thought this week's episode was awesome, and the biggest thing was that ending. If you guys saw that plot twist at the end, I thought that was fantastic. I didn't see that coming, and this is somebody that has known some spoilers of the series thus far, from the films being released in Japan, and even I did not know about that spoiler towards the end of the episode, which was crazy. Also, the action was fantastic, and I think there's a lot of new threads to be developed as the episodes and the series continues, which I'm very excited because so far I think the show has been great. Now, before I go any further with this week's episode, I just want to give you guys a quick reminder to make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys can be up to date with all my anime and manga, as well as all my Code Geass content that I'll be providing in this channel. It really helps out a lot, and I would really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if you guys could, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get into this week's episode. So this week's episode starts off pretty much how we see how the people are trying to rebel against the Neo-Britannians. You know, how they've taken over Hokkaido, the town in Japan, and Hokkaido, my bad. And we see that pretty much the people, some forces are trying to invade them, and they're to no avail. Like, they're just being destroyed, because what we see is that force field from last week that they talked about. We see that pretty much what happens is anytime there's a nightmare frame that steps in, it turns off automatically. So that's the reason why the Black Knights can step in and help out, because no matter what mech steps in, they're going to be stun locked, in other words, and then they're going to be destroyed. And we see pretty much continuing after that, we see that pretty much Roze and Ash, they're talking to the resistance, the people they're working with that have been hired, and we see how they're trying to get along with each other. And right off the get-go, some people are being hesitant about Roze, and you're like, can we trust this person? No respect. And it's all fun and silly, just trying to include them into the group, trying to bond with each other, I guess. And one thing that was very funny was that Ash, he was like cleaning a dog or something, and he was all like, he was in his briefs, and he happens to step outside, and this girl, my goodness, this girl, I believe her name is Yoko. Oof, I mean, that girl, she was packing. If y'all can see this from this picture, she packing. All right. And what the cherry on top was that when because he gets all shy about the girl, he gets behind a guy to cover himself because he's shy and embarrassed about the whole situation. You see the girl Yoko, she's like, he's kind of hot, I kind of like that submissive side. And I'm like, okay, we got a Dami mommy on board. I'm all aboard for it. All right, Yoko, hey man, if give me them digits, hit them up. I might take you outside of Japan, take you on a little date, enjoy your stay outside of Neo-Britannia territory. But in real seriousness, it was good, just introducing these characters. And we find out that the real plan is they're going to break out not just Sakura from the prison, they're also going to break out the guy, like one of their leaders, like one of the generals of the resistance or whatever, one of the big central people in Japan, in Hokkaido. And they're going to break him out because he's captured there. So their plan is to get in there, rescue them, and, get out of there. Now, that's not going to be an easy task, because we find out that the people who are guarding it is, I believe his name was Arnold, like one of the princes, a royal Britannian kind of person. And we see that he is like, okay, if anybody tries to, try to break in, and, we'll take care of them. And we also get introduced to another baddie, Katherine, or should I call her Sailor Moon 2.0? Because you guys can lie. Like, she looks straight up like Sailor Moon, right? Which, hey, it's a plus, So I'm just saying, this Code Geass, when it comes to the female designs, they never miss, man. And Katherine, she in contention right now for, I mean, I'm just saying, she is a Britannian, a very, I would say racist Britannian at that. But racist has never looked that sexy. All right, I couldn't even keep a straight face when I said that. But on a serious note, Katherine, she seems like a very formidable threat, and we find out that pretty much how they break in is because Roze uses his Geass. He fools the guards, to let him in, or let himself in, and then he sees Sakura, and then they have this emotional reunion. You get a little bit of insight how Sakura has always been like her decoy. They always grew up together. They've been childhood friends, and you see how like they're happy about it. And then Sakuya's okay, we're gonna get you out of here, girl. Don't worry. And what happens is you see this, they start releasing the prisoners, they release the general guy. So, as everybody's, making a run for it, we see the Britannians step in, and, they're like, no, you guys can escape. And we got this big epic fight between the Britannians and the resistance. and we see pretty much how Ash is fighting Arnold. We see some pretty much Katherine step in, and how she's like, okay, well, I got things from here, like, as Arnold's struggling, like taking care of everything, so she steps in to help. And as you see Sakura and Sakuya about to like make a run for it, we see who steps in to interrupt them. It's Katherine. And Katherine, man, the angles they were doing with Katherine, bro, like, they know what they were doing. Like, Katherine had her little phone out, she was taking selfies, posting them on the gram, like hashtag hot girl summer. Katherine was stellar. All right. And I know I keep going on about Katherine, but let's talk about something else, and that's her mech. Her mech design actually looks pretty cool, and I like how the details, they even put like a little tutu skirt on the mech. If you pay close attention, you see like a little skirt part to it. I thought it was fun. I like the mech designs of all the people that we saw, like the Arnold guy, and Ash's mech is pretty cool as it is. And we see obviously this new introduction of Katherine, which stellar, just saying. But you know what? As stellar as she is, she has nothing on Haruka, because if you guys remember, she's the girl that called herself the Black Cat in last week's episode. She's piloting a mech, and all I gotta say is that Colin Kozuki, yeah, she would be very proud because the angles, they were focusing on her biggest assets, to say the least. I had to do like a triple take. I was like, whoa, hold up, this is really Code Geass. You can't have a Code Geass without the fan service, or like the slight fan service on the side of the mechs. And I think Colin would be very proud of her protege, Haruka. She's in the come up. Phenomenal angle, that's all I'll say. But in all seriousness, as we continue on with the episode, we see how pretty much Katherine, like I said, she shows up, and she pretty much puts she stops all of Sakuya's plans, destroys their escape route with this they had this little plane kind of thing, this ship, and it gets destroyed. Then she knocks out Sakura, and then kidnaps her pretty much, or not. I don't think she knocks her out. I might be misremember. No, she just grabs her, I think, and then she gets out of there. And yeah, and then she tells the Arnold, the one of the princes, like, hey, take care of the people that, like, you don't have to fight anymore. I got her. You can get out. And he's like, no, I'm gonna fight. And that was his death sentence, because Ash just bodies him. He has like this strong defense. Doesn't matter. You can have the best defense in the world if you don't have no aggression, no kind of any attack potency, you get destroyed. And that's what Ash shows. And interesting note, we find out that, like I said, Katherine is actually a princess. She's a noble. Did not know that, so that was good clarification. She might be a princess, but to me, she's my queen. All right. She's my queen, Queen Katherine. Okay, put respect on her. All right. But continuing, we see pretty much how the episode ends is that they got Sakura got taken away. Sakuya is very like disheartened by it. Then they reunite. They get the general. The general is able to get everybody out. They all escape, and as they escape, we pretty much how they have like a little party get together, and we see that pretty much Roze, or Sakuya, how she's talking to Ash. It's like, hey Ash, who's the most important person to you? And he, Ash starts like freaking out, like, you, brother. And you see like the Geass eyes, and we find out a big revelation that I myself had no idea, which is that pretty much Sakuya, Geass, Ash. And there was a little hint of Ash's backstory or past when he was like a mercenary, or he was like a cold-blooded killer, because we see that Arnold was talking about earlier in the episode how Ash is like this murderous killer that he could never be stopped, and that's why he recognized Ash automatically, the way that he piloted the mech. And we see pretty much that sometime in the past, Sakuya, Geass, Ash, and she's saying that I'm gonna use you to the fullest, and once I'm done with you, like done rescuing Sakura, I'm gonna kill you because you killed my father, which is a lot of things to take in at the end of the episode. And I thought it was a phenomenal plot twist, because right now we got two plot twists back to back in episode 1 and episode 2, and I think that's great. Even as somebody that already knew the Sakuya being a female plot twist, Roze and all that, I still think that was pretty great for new audiences, and I think that this week's episode was a great plot twist for just anybody. So overall, I was very, very happy with this week's episode, and I can't wait to see what happens in the next week's episode, because so far I've been loving the show, and I can't wait to see where the story takes us from here. Now, with all that being said, what did you guys think about this week's episode? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys thought it was alright? Whatever you guys thought, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Code Geass, as well as more anime and manga content in the near future. But yeah, with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.